Especially if the bars. Right?
That's how it used to be.
I know it.
My classmates.
Yeah.
There's another cool guys at Morelle in the shop. Yeah, she. I talked about being a token. Robert should have been here if he's been time in jail.
Take the dogs on for being it's cold out.
Well, look at what he did. From home, he put that whole thing out there.
Matter of fact,
I don't know where the kid was.
Walking.
yeah. What she wants to do is go to she's having therapy. I just told her to stay. So I didn't vote for him. She said, that's not what it's all about. Here to represent, we should have always veterans. Represent you guys.
Yeah, the orange one's a little bright.
They say you're all brothers. Well, they took my money for us.
That's a nice shirt though.
That's why I bought it.
The red ones are a little bright.
They sell it.
Yeah.
I like
Billy
that.
got me a hat and then my daughter got me.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Dick Marshall.
Dick, how are you?
The guys are out there dizzy.
Dizzy? Like Dizzy Dean? No, or you're just always dizzy? Did you really? And live to tell about it?
I wasn't up far off the ground.
Thank God.
Yeah, he's got more practice.
Thanks for your service. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Troy, how are you, sir?
Not bad for a young man. How are you?
Stop. No. It's, what do they say? It's how you feel.
I didn't vote for you.
That's okay. You never know. There's always a future. Pleasure meeting you. Thanks for your service. No, stay right where you are.
Good to see you. Long time.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah, these are for security reasons. Good morning. Great, sir. How are you? They award, they give them to you at the beginning of each Congress. So honestly, it's more when we're at the Capitol. So the United States Capitol Police will know who you are by virtue of your congressional pin. So it makes us think, because otherwise we have to go to the magnetometers and back down. So kind of works.
Well, that's good.
We got to dress up.
Very good. They're doing great work. Joe Comfort is head of the union now. Nice young kid. So, well, thanks for being here. I'm going
So
to, yeah.
I put X's, so it's Drew Cusimano.
Okay.
And then
And Dave
some
Condon.
Dave's here, Drew. She was trying, but she
Okay.
just had a little baby.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great.
And then Joe, just
Gotcha. Good morning. I appreciate everyone being here, and so grateful to Supervisor Marin and members of the town board for allowing us to be with them today in this beautiful, beautiful town hall. And I'm so grateful to the supervisor, not only for hosting us, but he's been a great friend, and we've had the chance to chat many times since I've had the privilege, and I consider a huge privilege to represent Victor in the House of Representatives since January 3rd of this year. So good morning, and thank you for joining here to help celebrate the incredible sacrifice of members of the United States military who served during the Vietnam War. And I particularly want to thank Troy Shelton, our Legion commander of James Cook Post 931, and also wanted to thank Where Did Joe Go, who helped us organize this. Joe Corsi, thank you for the work in pulling this together. I want to acknowledge Dave Condon and Drew Cusimano, nice Irish name, Cusimano, members of the Victor Town Board who have joined us this morning. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. This is really a wonderful opportunity. Again, thank the American Legion, not only for helping organize this morning, but all the work that they do for our veteran community here in the Rochester, Monroe County, Ontario County region, but throughout the state and throughout the country. The American Legion has been invaluable in continuing to make sure that we in Congress and policymakers around the country are paying not only close attention to the needs of veterans, but making sure that we meet those needs. And before I get to the pinning, and this is really a really special ceremony, I'm grateful, I did want to ask Supervisor Marin if he'd like to come to the podium and say a few words. Our great friend, Supervisor Jack Marin.
So I'm blessed as well to have a great staff and certainly be the supervisor for this wonderful community. I do want to certainly take the opportunity to thank the congressman. So prior to even being the new calendar year, right after the election time, Congressman and I had an opportunity to get together, have a short meeting, and then about a month ago, we had that opportunity again, another meeting with his staff as well, and this opportunity fronted itself. So he mentioned that his staff could get this together for us. So my point is, this congressman, within 90 days, less than 90 days, representing this community, has brought a wonderful opportunity here today to recognize the well-deserved members of the military for their efforts during the Vietnam conflict. So, Congressman, I can't thank you enough, and certainly your staff as well, the job they've done. To the men and women and the families that we're going to honor here today, again, from my heart, I can't thank you enough. I had a father that certainly was involved in military, and certainly, unfortunately, he's not here to even be here to see this as well. But I know it's unfortunate that a number of the members that are going to be recipients that are going to be recognized here today cannot make it, but certainly we'll certainly make sure that they get their pins as well. So again, my congratulations in advance to the recipients that are here today, your families, because certainly you've made the ultimate mental break. Thank you. Sacrifices here for men and women in our country. So, Congressman, thank you very much.
Thank you. I was sort of teasing Jack that it's a big day when he wears a tie, as his staff can acknowledge. But he's a handsome devil, and I'm really grateful for all the work that you do and for being here today. And I'm really proud to partner with the United States Department of Defense as well as the Vietnam War Commemoration, which is a commission
that has been organized to really pay its respects to the men and women who served during the Vietnam conflict. And this is a way to honor those individuals. And in Congress, it's of the utmost importance that we protect and expand the support for our veterans who make, in Jack's words, in some cases, the ultimate sacrifice, that their families make that sacrifice. But when these men and women go into the military, whether it's here in the United States or it's around the world, they are making a significant sacrifice. And our responsibility is to make sure when they come home, particularly if they have service-related injuries, service-related medical problems, that we stand in and support them. So we're going to continue to do that. I have the privilege of just introducing, I think today, legislation that will provide support for those veterans who come back from the ravages of war, sometimes with mental and physical problems, and family and others have to provide care, but are unpaid. And we have a bill, a piece of legislation that will dedicate resources to those caregivers. And I'm really grateful for the veterans community who's been very supportive of the legislation, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to get it passed into law. And as we gather here today, this is just a week, by the way, away from the National Vietnam War Veterans Day, and we're reminded of the importance of honoring those men and women who served. So the pins that we'll present today, and I appreciate Supervisor saying this, a number of people who we're going to be awarding pins to and certificates aren't able to be here for various reasons, but we will make certain that they receive their certificates and their pins. And I do want to, part of this is a way, particularly with Vietnam, and I'll talk about this in just a minute more fully, but it's a way of saying thank you to people who often weren't given that courtesy when they returned. I want to talk, if I can, about the token. It's small, and I'm looking, here we have it. Carly has one of them. So these are pins that were developed in conjunction with the United States Congress, and although you won't be able to see them until I give them to you, but for those who are here, let me just talk about the symbolism, because the pins were developed with a great deal of symbolism. So on the pin is the head of an eagle, and the eagle represents courage, honor, and service and devotion to the country. There are stripes, and the blue color on the pin represent the American flag. There are 6 stars, which you'll see are here, which represent the 6 allies who fought alongside us during the Vietnam conflict. And then there's a laurel wreath, which is a time-honored symbol of victory. And the message on it, "A grateful nation thanks and honors you," is embossed on the back, closest to the wearer's heart, so they will never forget the deep gratitude that we have. And these gentlemen served with great distinction, and I hope, gentlemen, as you wear the pin, that it is a well-deserved symbol of pride to you of what you are, of what you've accomplished, both in the military and coming back home after your service, and serves as a lasting sense of appreciation. We also have a certificate, which we'll be handing to each of the recipients, which is on behalf of the United States Congress, the House of Representatives, and when I hand you the pin, we'll give you the certificate of congressional recognition as well. So I think I have the list. Brooke, Carly, do I have I have the list. See? This is why you have good staff, because you couldn't do anything without them. But let me, so I'll call them in this order, which is alphabetical. And then if you stand, and I think, how are we going to do this? You're going to? I'll bring it over. Okay, see, look how easy that is. Yeah, so we'll take a photo with individuals, and then we'd like to take a group photo when we're done with the supervisor and town board members, if you're willing to do that. So let's begin with Timothy Brown, United States Army. I'm not sure of anything. David Burton, who is with the United States Air Force, and I think David is not able to be here this morning, so we'll make sure that we give it to him, but we do want to acknowledge his service. Frank Dwyer, United States Army, and Frank is not here this morning. Leo Fisher, Robert Haggett, United States Army, Dick Marshall, who is here, Dick Marshall, United States Navy and United States Army. And I have to say, which is a rarity, but I think you'll acknowledge that when they say, typically, what the Army guys will say is, go Army, beat Navy, or the Navy guys say, go Navy, beat Army. I don't know what you say. You say, he just says, go Navy, go Army. But Dick Marshall, United States Navy and United States Army. I'll have to hear the story of how you did both.
Should have reminded.
What's that?
You just can't make a decision. Thank you.
Can you see, is the podium in the way there? You want to make sure you give
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless. Roger Moyer, United States Army. I know Troy is here. Troy Shelton, United States Army, Legion Commander. Thank you. Let's see. Kenneth Winkler, United States Army. Robert Van Kuren, United States Navy, is not here this morning, but we wanted to honor him. Ken Diesenroth, United States Army.
Well, 77 was the flight.
Mother's Day.
Oh, all right, look at that. He's done this before. Thank you. William Thomas?
Yeah.
Mr. Thomas is United States Army. And Nick DeRizio. Nick wasn't able to join us, I don't believe. And I also want to say, I know there's a number of other, and Nick was United States Army. We're going to get these to them, as well as the following individuals who we knew in advance would not be able to join us today, but we want to recognize, and we have pins and certificates for Guy Ward, United States Navy, Gary Lohr, United States Air Force, Timothy Ashworth, United States Air Force, Thomas Biviano, United States Army, and Dan Williams, United States Marine Corps. So can we give them all in absentia a round of applause? And as I said at the outset, you know, one of the things that I think makes this so important is when often soldiers, sailors, air personnel who came back from Vietnam weren't treated in what I think is an appropriate manner. Sometimes soldiers were held responsible for the decisions that the United States government had made, but they answered the call to duty and they went and did their service. And in the decades since, I think we have all tried to right that wrong, and this is one more way of doing that. John Kennedy, who's one of my political heroes, said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. And I think true gratitude is expressed by ensuring veterans receive the health care they need, the support they need from this country. It's certainly something that they've earned and that they deserve. And those who live in freedom need to always be grateful for those who helped preserve it. We would not have the rights that are guaranteed to us under the Constitution, under the Bill of Rights, unless men and women are willing to go fight for it around the world. And they have done it throughout our 250 years of the American Republic. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank the families again for their sacrifice. And thank you for your service on behalf of the United States government and the United States people. And may God bless all of you, and may God bless America. Thank you. Where do you want to do a group? Trying to figure out where a spot would be for a group photo. Okay? We get you there? Okay, good, good. Then you're gonna be in the front row. Yeah, I can leave.
Beautiful. Go.